Hi, I'm Dr. Shelley Horvat and welcome to Cat Chat, where we demystify the feline in your family. And today we're doing part 2 of Keeping It in the Box, about why your cat might urinate inappropriately outside the litter box. Okay, so today we're talking about medical reasons why your cat might urinate outside the box. And most of my clients, honestly, they think it's a urinary tract infection. In reality, it's a little less common than we would think, unless your cat has an underlying problem. So we do see urinary tract infections in our older cats, particularly if they have a complicating problem such as diabetes or kidney disease or arthritis that might increase the risk to urinary tract infections. Typically, our young cats, they're not urinary tract infections, even though many clients will say to me, but my cat was put on antibiotics and the problem went away. The question is, did it go away because of the antibiotics or despite the antibiotics? We want to be really careful with antibiotics. We know that we're seeing more and more resistant infections, and we do not want to develop resistant infections. So you only want to use antibiotics when you know for sure there is a bacterial infection going on there. So what other things can do it? Well, crystals, stones, these are common problems in our cats. We see those less now that we have better diets, but we still do see them. To determine crystals, a urinalysis is definitely necessary. For stones, often we need to see x-rays. And in fact, here are some stones that we did take out of a cat. Arthritis in our older cats, that's going to be another super common one. We talked about this in video 1, cats that are too sore to go down the stairs or go up the stairs to get to the litter box. So location of your litter box might need to change as our cats age. What about how high that lip is? For some cats, that lip can be too high to get in and out of the box. And then once again, going back to size of the litter box, my own cat Madison, this is Miss Maddie, she had arthritis and she would get into the box no problem, but when she rounded her back, she could no longer round her back enough to keep the urine in the box. So giving her a bigger box meant that she could keep the urine inside the box. Okay, a little personal story. So I had a cat named Brooklyn and she started urinating inside my hockey bag. Not a great place to pee when you show up to a hockey game and it turns out your hockey gear is covered in cat pee. But turns out that Miss Brooklyn, she had hyperthyroidism. Now, inappropriate urination is not a normal side effect of hyperthyroidism, but she didn't feel good and she was telling me, hey, I don't feel so great. So we had to do tests to find out why she wasn't feeling good. Her urine was perfect, her thyroid was not. We got her thyroid under control and she stopped her inappropriate urination. So what's our number one thing for our cats? Well, in our young cats, it's FIC, feline idiopathic cystitis. This is an inflammation of the bladder, but the inflammation is not due to bacteria and it's not due to crystals or stones. Well, FIC is a cystitis or inflammation of the bladder secondary to stress. Now, what will stress out your cat? Well, anything really. It just depends on your cat. So you get a new piece of furniture, leaves, a person moves in, a person moves out, you get a new baby, you get a new pet. Any of those things can possibly stress your cat. So we know cystitis is uncomfortable, it's painful, so of course we need to treat the cystitis. Then what we have to do is deal with the underlying problem. If you know the stressor and you can take care of that stressor, perfect. As we talked about in our indoor cat video, we know that our cats are more prone to stress, and stress can definitely lead to urinary issues. And we talk all about decreasing our cat's stress and how boredom alone can lead to stress in our cat. If you haven't watched it, take a look. If I can figure it out, I'll put a link up here. If not, the link in the show notes. This year, if you've come to my talks, it's a great study all about using feeding toys for the emotional well-being of our cats. And what they do look at is 24 different cases of common behavioral and other problems in our cats, which they were able to solve by using feeding toys. So the common problems are intercat aggression, obesity, and of course, inappropriate urination. Cats need jobs. So they do have a web page. This is a great web page, everything you wanted to know about feeding toys. I have a link in the show notes below. Okay, so remember, if your cat's urinating outside the litter box, 1, check and make sure that your litter box situation is perfect. Check out video number 1 of keeping it in the box. And then 2, make sure that you get a urinalysis, and sometimes you also need some blood work to figure out why your cat might be urinating outside the box. Also, giving your cat a job. So who would have guessed that you could use a feeding toy to help a cat urinating, right? The moral of this video, do not just put your cat on antibiotics. We do not want to create any more antibiotic resistant bacteria. Those infections are really hard to fight, and we need to make sure that we're saving our antibiotics just for cases that we need antibiotics for. I'm Dr. Shelley Horvat for Cat Chat. Hope this helps.